World, specifically the open beta, so you can actually jump in and play as well. Not with us, because you have a full crew.
I do.
So why don't you bring us in and introduce who you were running with?
Yeah, so we are fighting today with Clayton, who is our Monster Hunter World freelancer, Sully, who is my very good friend and boyfriend, actually, who's very good at Monster Hunter, and Lady Caliber, who I've been playing Monster Hunter with since 2005, and we're still friends. Monster Hunter makes long-lasting friendships.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice that you were good friends with your boyfriend. That's a very, very important relationship.
We hunt together. We slay monsters together.
Quick bit of housekeeping. If you're watching, I'll be monitoring YouTube. I'll be monitoring Twitch, as well as the IGN.com chat. You can tweet at us with the hashtag IGNPlaysLive. I'll do my best to catch you there. But if you have any questions, Casey is our bona fide Monster Hunter expert, and she is more than capable of answering them. Monster Hunter World, I think, represents a really interesting kind of onboarding time for a lot of folks who haven't necessarily played the game before, because it's kind of been exclusive to Nintendo platforms, but no longer. So yeah, why don't we jump in?
Back to Sony. So we're specifically back doing the beta because they introduced Nergigante.
That is a mouthful.
I originally was pronouncing it Nergigante, but it's actually pronounced Nergigante. So it's tripping me up. But it's a very difficult Elder Dragon to defeat. It's the flagship monster. It's really difficult, and it's especially difficult in the beta because they give you only a 15-minute time limit, which is significantly shorter than the time limits you usually get in the full game.
Sure.
Usually you have 50 minutes to fight this thing.
So you're going to be trying to do like a speed run in the beta here, pretty much, of this one monster.
Yes.
And normally you would be able to kind of like meander off and do a couple other things maybe if the monster wasn't that difficult with that full 50-minute time allotment. But we're going to be very focused here. I asked your crew if they wanted to cut their teeth on some easier monsters, and they said a hard no. They want to go straight for it. So I admire the passion here, and clearly something you guys have been practicing, and we'll see if we can pull it off. But if not,
we practiced with 2 runs yesterday, so not super practiced.
Fingers crossed. We'll see how we do. All right, I'm going to be monitoring IGN primarily, but I'll jump over there to Twitch and YouTube for sure. Harsh Truth Gamer, a name that I can empathize with. What's up? He says, chat time. I have a username. Great. Very similar to... Oh, wait. It's gone. I have a username says, oh, Palicos are so cute here.
Yes, they are.
Harsh Truth Gamer, true to his name, asks, so why does only the homepage of IGN have a new layout and all the subpages are still the old design? We're rolling it out incrementally, and you know the engineering team can only handle so much at once. And also, we just don't want to like have a huge sweeping change that freaks everybody out. We want to do it a step at a time. But please leave your thoughts about the homepage, what you like, what you don't like. We're very open to hearing feedback. And folks who are watching, leave your thoughts about Monster Hunter.
Also, just so you guys know, in the full game, you're not going to have these tutorials up on your screen all the time.
So this is Nergigante, huh?
Yes.
I've seen him from promotional material, and he looks super menacing. That is an amazing model. Holy crap.
So I'm playing very cautiously because he can kill you in one hit. And the gear they give you isn't the best, so you can't really get the same buffs you'd want to fight this guy in the full game.
Sure.
So...
Now, Monster Hunter World is not necessarily like a straight-up vertical progression RPG where you could like potentially out-gear this guy to the point where he's trivial. You still have to be on your A game.
Yes, absolutely.
And you were telling me earlier that those one-shot attacks, they have a pretty forgiving telegraph.
Yes, so like when he rears up on his hind legs, or if he goes up into the air, like that attack too does a lot of damage. That is when he will do a one-shot attack and you have to get not in front of him. You have to move.
Sure. Makes a lot of sense.
Honestly, I find the safest area on him is his tail. Oof.
And your crew here is using a multitude of different weapons. Of course, there are, I believe, 9 different.
There are 14 different weapons in Monster Hunter.
I was off by 5. That's exciting. But you're using kind of a sword and board right now.
Yeah, I'm using the sword and shield. Sully is using the insect glaive. Clayton is using the charge blade, and Frank is using the great sword, the caliber, rather.
Sully doing the flourishes there. I like that. The insect glaive has you going all over the place, right? You can kind of like vault onto the monster's
It's really mobile, and it's really good for staying out of the monster's way.
What's up, YouTube?
Talking and playing and fighting Nergigante is really
I
difficult.
know. It's going to be a really fun stream for you. Now, Loon says, I love how IGN is milking Monster Hunter World so much. Heck yeah, we are. Like, anybody who's, if they're editors who are passionate about a game, we're going to cover it, because that's what we want to do. Yeah, a lot of cool content. And you've already done a bunch of amazing content, and I think we can only look forward to more, including the full review on IGN.com, but there'll be a lot of guide content coming your way, as well as like updating the wiki.
Yes, thank you.
So you'll primarily be doing.
And also, you can't use traps on Nergigante, but you can paralyze and poison Elder Dragons. So if you guys are wondering why I'm not using my traps on him, like the Electro Shock Trap and the Pitfall Trap, that is why, because it doesn't work.
All right.
And as you notice, you might notice on Nergigante, he has these black spikes all over him. Yeah, they all just broke off.
Yeah, I saw that kind of flared up for a second. Like, what does that represent in terms of mechanics?
So they will grow back after you knock them off, and once he has full black spikes all back up again, he can do some certain moves that have longer range and do more damage. As they start growing back, they'll come in white, and you can knock them off if you do enough damage to them. And you kind of want to keep them off of him as much as possible.
So that kind of represents like a little bit of an enrage, and then when you knock the scales off or the horns off, the enrage kind of fades.
I feel like this guy is always in enrage.
He's so aggro that he's just always, I mean, he definitely seems very, very menacing. Do you have any kind of concept of like how long into the game you face like a monster of this caliber?
Usually the very end. Usually you don't fight Elder Dragons until the very end of the game. I don't know if they have changed that in the full game for Monster Hunter World. I'm not super sure. I know that you can face Zora Magdaros after defeating Anjanath, which is, I believe, a 4-star quest. Or 3. I don't remember. But after completing all of the monsters in the Ancient Forest and the Wildfire Waste, you have the opportunity to go fight Zora Magdaros.
Red Venom Corp says, make me buy this game. You have 5 minutes. Download the beta. Check it out.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it, go for it. If not, whatever. It's all good. We have a lot of like compliments about how good the game looks, and obviously we're not the developers, but I definitely think it's a very aesthetically pleasing game, especially in the context of the previous games, were a little bit like graphically lacking because of their platform.
Yes.
So very important that this game kind of like strut its stuff graphically. Jack Harvey says this game actually looks dope. Jack, if you are still in the chat, I would love to actually just hear if you've played Monster Hunter before, if this is your first exposure to it. Something that I'm super interested in is the amount of new folks this title could potentially garner, because I think it's appealing in a way that other ones were not. And definitely like a really good on-point for some folks.
I'm stuck in his wings. Okay.
Zogtar says no PC release. Sad. There actually is a PC release. It's not coming until summer 2018.
Fall.
Fall. Every time, man. Every time I say summer, it's fall.
By the way, I have used all of my poison and paralysis knives. The poison did not take. I guess I didn't hit him in the face enough. So I'm hoping my teammates will take that up. We're actually, even though we haven't died, we're actually not doing that well, I think. I don't know. He goes to 4 different zones. He's in his 2nd zone. We have less than 10 minutes left. So.
And your main enemy here is not necessarily your HP, but just given the short time limit. Like, obviously, dying is a factor. However.
Like right now? Oh man.
Boy.
Yeah.
You're in the breath of it.
That's why we have max potions.
Yeah, and folks who are wondering about PC, that's definitely the platform I'll be jumping in on. Just because that's my preferred platform where I have like the largest group of friends.
Oh no. Oh no.
But definitely planning to play this when it comes out on PC. A little bit disappointing to hear that it won't be here until later this year, but I do hope that like by the time it is here, some of the UI elements will be catered to that platform and not necessarily still requiring a controller. Though maybe this game is just one of those that plays best on a controller no matter what platform it is. Sully giving him the business up on his back.
Yeah, he's actually mounted the monster, trying to cut the tail off.
Show it off!
The Insect Glaive is able to go up in the air a lot, so a lot of the damage you do with the Insect Glaive while you're in the air is mounting damage, so you're able to mount the monster a lot, which is very cool. I just got hit by some of my teammates there. So your teammates, yeah, that attack does so much damage, and we didn't have a hard shield buff up right now. That probably would have killed me. That was way too early. He's gonna murder me. Okay.
Ooh. Sheik says the guys at GameSpot died on this guy, so you can one-up them if we can beat them. Well, we'll have probably time for like 4 or potentially 5 to 10. No, 4 or 10.
Yeah, 4 at most.
Because it's 15 minutes each.
So, let's see. Okay, well, he's poisoned, so that's good.
Karu says new homepage is looking sleek. Thank you so much. If you guys are just tuning in on Twitch or YouTube, head on over to IGN.com. We did a big homepage revamp. The goal there is to be able to kind of like easier navigation to things you want as opposed to having just one giant thing at the top of the page, amongst some other goals that I'm sure the engineering team could speak to better.
So that attack he just did with his wings, even though I wasn't underneath his wings, it still used wind. So it's kind of staggered me a little bit. There are skills that you can get on your armor that prevent the wind from affecting you, called windproof. And it's very useful. Same thing with earplugs that prevent monster wars from staggering you, like it just did to my teammates there.
So you're a series veteran. Do you find yourself switching your armor and weapon loadout on a per hunt basis, or do you have like a preferred loadout that you stick with no matter?
So in the full game, it's actually very difficult to have a lot of weapons ready to go because you have to build every weapon separately.
Is it the same story with armor, or like knowing that you're going to fight an Elder Dragon and go up against a lot of like wind stun attacks, you could...
Yeah, you can change it like that. It's just, that's usually something you do at the very end of the game when you have accumulated a lot of materials and a lot of money, because it's very expensive and time consuming to get the materials that you need to build everything.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes on the first attempt, we'll see.
So usually I will have 2 weapons. Like for this playthrough, I think I'm going to do sword and shield and longsword because sometimes I feel like the reach on my sword and shield isn't that great. So I like to have the longsword to counterbalance that. I also like using the lance, which is what I would like to use next. But I don't have enough money or resources. So that's an end game thing, building multiple loadouts for multiple different weapons. And it's actually a really fun thing to have a specific build for every monster, because then you know you're doing it the most efficiently way possible.
Sure. And this is a really cool time for folks to kind of jump in and figure out what weapons they may or may not like, because you don't necessarily have to commit a bunch of time, and obviously the progress will
Okay, cool. We got its tail.
There you go. That's a start.
So I'm pretty sure we can break its horns too, but that's better suited for blunt weapons. And I can bash it with my shield, but honestly, being up in his face is scary. And that's one of the cool things why I like the sword and shield is if my sharpness goes down too much and I need to attack at a pinch, I can use my shield as a weapon.
Can you whetstone mid-combat?
So you can, but it leaves you very vulnerable for a long time. Like a couple of seconds, but a couple of seconds can definitely spell your death.
Yep. Christian Hayes says, I love you guys and gals at IGN. Thank you so much. The feeling is mutual. The beta is available. That is correct. Thank you.
You can find it in the free section of the PlayStation Store. Oh, you dropped something.
Let's see what's happening on IGN May. Actually, let me jump over to Twitch. I've not shown those guys a lot of love. We'll start at the top.
That is the attack that you want to avoid.
Somebody got nailed?
No, but... Oof. Man, it's like so mobile.
Tippinator asks, hey y'all, what should I know about playing Monster Hunter for the first time? Before Casey takes that, I would actually just direct you to IGN's YouTube and just search for Monster Hunter. And there are a bunch of awesome like tip and detail videos. But if you had to give like one tip to new players, I know that's a super nebulous question.
Yeah. Don't get discouraged. A lot of the weapons take a lot of skill to feel very proficient in, and some of them are really difficult to get the hang of. Like the greatsword used to be a pretty simple weapon. That was my first weapon that I used in Monster Hunter. I hate that move. It always looks like he's falling over, but he isn't. He's trying to kill you. Greatsword was my first weapon in Monster Hunter back in 2005. And I have used it since. But in this game, they added a bunch of new combos which actually work really well. But it also takes a lot of time to get good with that weapon because it's best used. Wow, I didn't think you would come down on me like that.
Jeez.
But the heavier, clunkier weapons are better used when you know the monster's movements, so you can time your heavy attacks the best possible way. Because it leaves you really open, so if you aren't good at predicting what the monster will do, it'll leave you open to attack and you'll get killed a lot. So since a lot of these monsters are new to me, I figured I'd try the Sword and Shield because I've actually never used it before. And
Seems like a better time than any.
And I ended up really liking it. It's really fast, really mobile. It's very versatile. I know I have a shield and I haven't used it yet, but it is an option.
Sure. Is there like a damage concern with the Sword and Shield or weapons that aren't intrinsically just offensive? Like basically you're rushing against the clock here. The more damage you can put out in a short amount of time, the better for everybody.
Yes. So I'm gonna die here.
Whoa!
Wow, Caliber! Oh man!
I don't know how he survived.
Oh, that roar! I don't know if she's gonna make it. I don't know if she's gonna make it. I fainted. What? Oh my gosh!
Was that a time thing, or did you guys almost get?
Oh wow! It just
Wow! He just knocked out a couple of you.
Wow! All of us.
In one
he
shot.
Just wiped us.
Ouch!
Wow. Well, we're definitely not gonna make it this time.
All right,
if
attempt
anyone
number one.
dies,
put the stamp on it. It's over, but we still have 3 more, and we definitely got into what would you call like the second to last phase, maybe?
Yeah,
maybe
it's
a little
the second to last phase. Actually, no, that was the 3rd phase. There are actually 2 more.
Oh boy. Are you gonna stick with your current loadout? Are you gonna swap it up?
I was thinking of trying the lance, but that was actually the first time I've died against Nergigante in the beta. So, where is this thing taking me?
Mark Medina from IGN trolling us in the chat. That's hilarious. Rage 1984 says a very logical statement. I pre-ordered this on Xbox because my friends play on Xbox.
All right, everyone, press R3.
Yeah, I think you got to go where all your friends are, and it can be a little bit discouraging because sometimes you can have friends on multiple platforms, but you just kind of have to pick the biggest group. I think. I do think this game has serious leg potential on PC. And any multiplayer game as a service boss rush with slight RPG elements and like persistence is definitely going to do well on that platform.
That was actually the worst that we've done.
It's the IGN stream way. Like
it's actually kind of difficult to hold a conversation and fight a giant monster.
Yep. I'll try and take a majority of the questions and only throw stuff your way. And if you want to jump in, definitely love having your knowledge on stuff. People asking about Tide Pods. Yep, those are a thing that is popular on the internet right now. Is the beta open? Yes.
Yes. All PlayStation users can play the Monster Hunter beta.
Yeah, everybody can jump in right now. This is a really cool time to do this. I understand. Do they still have that same in-game incentive that they did with the closed beta, or maybe it was like the packages or whatever that you get?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So if you fight the Nergigante, you get a commemorative pack. I'm not entirely sure if it's actually called that. But you get a bunch of materials like traps and max potions and a lot of the things that they equip you with in the beta. And I also saw a symbol of a scale there, and I'm assuming that's a Nergigante scale. So you will be able to possibly, this is complete speculation, I have no idea.
Sure.
You could possibly be able to see the monster's armor as soon as you start, because usually you can't see armor until you have gotten some materials of the monster.
Interesting. And that the benefits of that being you can figure out what you need to craft it.
Did I go to the wrong camp? No, everyone else just went to a different camp.
It's called the Champions Pack.
There we go. Actually, don't know where I'm
Kane
going.
says the kitties are adorable. I don't know what they do. This is all in all caps. But they're like little people. Yep. I don't want to be at work anymore. I want to go home and play this. Thank you, Kane. Palicos, right?
Yeah, what about them?
They're adorable.
Yes, they are.
But Kane doesn't know what they do. So what do they do?
Oh, so the Palicos are your feline companions, and they help you hunt when you don't have a full party like I do. So if you were only to play by yourself or with just one other player, you'd both have Palicos supporting your hunts. So they can attack, they can use support items like do health, and... Sorry, I need a...
No worries.
No, I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat. Oh gosh. Okay, someone else did it.
Yum. Wings. Oh, so somebody had a great question. I'm looking for it right now, but I'm not going to be able to get the name, so I apologize. Somebody asked, is the only thing you do in this game fight large bosses? No. The answer is there is a large kind of crafting and resource gathering things. And yes, resources come from these larger monsters, but there are smaller monsters, there are plants, there are things you can find in the wild. But I would definitely say,
at least we're all paralyzed, except for Sully.
Yeah, Sully's going off. But definitely like the meat and potatoes of this game is fighting the big monsters.
Yes. And also, like, exploring the areas is a big thing as well. I mean, I guess you said that in the gathering.
People asking about difficulty. There are different ranks. G rank is no longer a thing, though, correct?
So the thing with G rank is that we are used to having G rank in all of our Monster Hunters because usually the first version of any Monster Hunter comes out in Japan without G rank, and then they remaster it with G rank, and then we get that version.
Huh.
So this is besides the first Monster Hunter in a very long time, this is the first one that is a simultaneous release.
So G rank not at the start, but potentially maybe in the future.
Maybe. They said they don't have any plans for it now.
There's some comment about them now.
But who knows? Maybe in a year they'll have a DLC pack or a whole new game.
Sure. I think one of the most interesting things about Monster Hunter World and what it will be like, and I think this will kind of inform my purchase decision on PC. Definitely going to get it on PC. However, definitely will be interesting to see whether or not this game will receive post-launch content in a way that is synonymous with kind of an online, persistent, shared world game. Because I think it is approaching that realm. But it's still kind of like conventionally monetized and conventionally developed where, hey, here's a big game, play it from start to finish, $60. Do you have any idea what we can expect to see post-launch DLC-wise?
Yes. So usually the Monster Hunter team will put out more monsters and that are much more difficult, maybe new monsters that we haven't seen, variants of monsters. Sometimes there are special quests. Like for Monster Hunter 3U, for example, just one that I remember, there's a giant rust Duramboros, which was a giant herbivore, and this Duramboros was huge, like way bigger than normal. It was kind of ridiculous, and you would get special rewards for completing those quests. And then they have a lot of collaborations, like there's a Mega Man collaboration and the Horizon Zero Dawn collaboration, where you'll get quests that you finish. Wow, I thought I'd be able to dodge that, but I don't have my usual skills that I'm used to. Ugh.
Looks like from that flurry of attacks, you guys are potentially maybe doing more damage early on than you were.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm not sure.
I think that's actually one of my favorite things about this game. So if you have ever raided in World of Warcraft, it's very apparent what HP the boss is at, how much DPS you're doing. All that stuff is kind of kept opaque in this game, and you have to look for visual tells, like the monster's tail falling off or getting some scarring on it or something like that, which I like a lot. I think it's a little bit more visceral, keeps your focus on the action as opposed to like a screen with a bunch of numbers on it.
There is a heartbeat in the bottom left of the monster, and you can kind of tell how they're feeling now. See how there's like an orange? That means he's in range now. Okay. So he will attack faster and harder. There's the Paratoad.
So maybe play a little bit defensively, but not something you necessarily have like the time to do, is play defensively, especially when you only have 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this with me half paying attention, to be totally honest.
Well, like this Monsters hard mode, being on stream and talking about it while fighting it is super, super hard mode. We made our own G rank.
I think he's running away. No Clayton's just on him.
Tosh8 says, it's sad there's no PC version. A PC version is coming in fall of 2018. Will be much later, but I would rather it be late than poorly ported. That's what I'll be playing on, for sure. And Labiscus says, damn, that's a long wait to fall of 2018. You're telling me, man, like, especially since the hype is going to be picking up for this game in a week or two, and I kind of want to save my first experience for the platform that I will be end up on. So
the question is anyone else going to play on the PC?
Let me get a shout out in chat if you're planning to wait or
that
just purchase personally. It on PC. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All of the folks who I played Destiny 2 with, a lot of my old World of Warcraft friends, my girlfriend Chastity, and one of my best friends who I went to be his best man at a wedding, and that was also the first time I met him in real life. We met playing Warhammer Online. He's a huge Monster Hunter fan and is absolutely overjoyed that it's coming to PC because we're big PC guys.
So I know we're pausing to sharpen our weapons, and even though we're under time limit, but the thing is, if your weapons aren't sharp enough, they will bounce off the monster, leaving you open for attack, and you'll probably get killed.
Sure.
So it's really important to keep your weapons sharpened, and important to keep upgrading your weapons so that they can handle whatever monster you're fighting next. Which is why I usually upgrade weapons before armor, because, I mean, you don't really need armor if you're not getting hit that much, but if you can't attack the monster, there's no way that you'll be able to finish it.
Yeah.
Even though in the full game, you should have a 50-minute time limit for most everything.
Mark Medina and Hawada on Twitch say, if you think that's a long wait, try waiting for the Switch version. Fair enough.
I don't think that's ever going to happen, guys.
Yep. Maybe like the Switch 2, they can handle a little bit more graphical intensity. Or, you know, maybe they, I don't know.
Poison, that's good.
Definitely getting it for PC. This is from Chaos Gemini. That's where my friend base is. We had a comment here looking for... Kane says PS4 equals more community. You know, I think that's absolutely debatable. It's difficult to get hard metrics on games, but the PC audience is massive. There are 68 million people who log on a month to play League of Legends.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's insane. There are like 2 million unique users a day in that game. So yes, games that are console primarily may have a little bit of a hard ramp up, but if they can really nail the version and make it a persistent good experience, I think the rewards are astronomical for developers to do that. Is this PS4? Yes, we're playing on a PS4 Pro right now. Thank you for the question.
So usually with the Sword and Shield as well, you can actually use items without putting your weapon away, which is unique to that weapon. But you can only do that if it's on your radial menu, and I didn't want to take the time to edit my menu.
Sure.
So
sure.
I cannot use that function right now. So I still have to equip stuff with square. Oof, that's that attack. Yep, that sucks.
Tenacious Blaze says, can you only create one player, or can you create multiple players to experience each class? There are no classes in this game. The progression is very free-flowing. However, you do at some point have to commit to like a weapon type, craft certain armor, but it's not like you choose an archetype at the start of the game, correct?
Yeah, you can choose whatever you want, craft whatever you want. At the very start of the game, you'll have all 14 base weapons in your box, so you can test all of the weapons whenever you want at the start of that game.
Great. We had some other questions here. We had a question here. Oh, there we go. John Salas wants to know, can you ask Casey if you can roll through roars in this game?
So you can dive through them, and I think you can if you have really precise timing with rolls. I should probably pay more attention to that. But I know you can definitely dive, and if you have the evade window skill, which is what I have now, I'm pretty sure absolutely can. But I know you can definitely dive.
Even where Steven says, I have PC only player friends, and literally all they play is Dota 2. That's the thing about the PC gaming community and the modern core gamer, as they're called. They play a single game and not many others, and when it's time to move on, they move on completely. I definitely categorize myself as that. And I think a lot of people who are console gamers are also modern core gamers. Like, I think the Monster Hunter fan base that is playing Monster Hunter voraciously is part of that demographic. So,
No!
You're right, the telegraph is like really telling for that.
It's like, well, sometimes he can stun you, and
you
then
just have no choice.
You just have to
you're just gonna
accept
die.
it. It's like, he's going to hit me with his attack, and I'm going to die.
That's how it ends. Mike says, I'm on my phone, so it's hard to tell. Is this 60 FPS? I believe the PS4 version is locked to 30.
Yes.
PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, and Xbox One X are all locked to 30, to my knowledge.
So, I heard that there's going to be an update for 4K on the day one patch for Monster Hunter World. I don't know if that increases the frame rate.
If it did, it would increase it only in a 1080 capacity.
Okay.
But, yeah, I hope that the frame rate is uncapped on PC. Definitely could possibly run at 60. I don't think it's like impossible, especially on the One X and the PS4 Pro. So that could come post-launch. Who knows? I don't think there's any definitive confirmation on it yet. But it is good to know there will be 4K support. I think this game looks super sharp. Heem says, I'm just playing PUBG at the moment.
I think a lot of people are.
Yep. I had to put that game down just because of the amount of cheaters.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's if you play in the third-person queue on really any server region at this point, when the cheaters initially kind of started showing up in every match. You were able to like queue up on the European servers or the Asian servers. But now the only place that they haven't really gotten to super far is the first-person server, and of course they could go there. It's just not as populated of a queue. But there was a big PC patch yesterday. There was a lot of changes and a lot of banning to cheaters. They supposedly banned 100,000 people and are going to make it easier to report anybody, but I'll believe it when I see it. It's like literally every game now. It's very bad.
Oh, we got him limping this time.
There we go.
All right.
There's like no place where you can see time left, right? It just kind of will
So
pop up
if you look at the top left, there's a clock. And you can see the blue is how much time we have left.
Okay, so you got like 4 minutes?
I don't know.
All right.
Oh, cool. Someone paralyzed him.
Big DPS.
Where's
Pop
my
bloodlust.
bomb?
Pop your cooldown. So this is a really fun thing you can do. You can place
no.
these powder kegs, and then he'll run away, and we'll get hit.
Oh, what? Yeah, what? Where is he going?
See ya, Elder Dragon. Rules don't care.
What? Like, he was limping to his place where he goes to die. And he just said nope and turned around.
No, he's an elder. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about your rules.
No.
I think we have your team's voice chat turned off, but I swear I can hear them like screaming in agony. I thought, ah!
You probably wouldn't be wrong. But I know my weapon is losing its sharpness.
J. Murphy asks, is it always online, kind of like Destiny?
No.
You can play it offline.
Yes. Okay.
I applaud them for that. And I think this is definitely a game that you probably want to play with your friends, but hey,
Yes.
if you don't have an internet connection for whatever reason, then you will not be punished for it, which I quite enjoy. That does become a concern on PC expressly, not so much for console, but if you're playing offline, that means that your computer is pulling from a localized save file, which are very, very, very easy to tamper with.
Oh.
So, like, the advent of BattleNet back in Diablo 2, you could play on Open BattleNet, which pulled from a local save file, and you could play offline, or you could play on closed BattleNet, which you had to connect to a server. So that is the big advantage on PC of online-only games, is it is much harder, if possible at all, to cheat. But in a cooperative game, I don't know.
Ugh, that was...
Ace the King says you don't need PS Plus to play the beta. Is that true?
This is true.
All right. I could have sworn I had to like sign up for it with the last one.
So the first beta, you needed PS Plus. Okay, he's going to his final place of rest. I have one large barrel bomb. I don't know if we should wait for him to go to sleep. I don't know if we have time for that. Oh, he's just gonna go to sleep anyway. Oh no! All right, well, I think we can do it.
Definitely close to that time.
So when a monster goes to sleep, that means they're very close to death.
I'm trying to find a definitive answer about 60 FPS on the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. There seems to be some disagreement in the chat. But
yeah. So when I first got my information about it, it was 30 FPS. But I don't know if they've changed that.
Sure. I can't find any definitive statement suggesting that 60 FPS is a guarantee on the Pro or the Xbox One X.
It still looks very beautiful in 4K.
There's supposedly a performance mode. Yeah. Yeah, like 60 FPS, a lot of people get used to it, but this looks fine to me. It's not jarring the way that when I see people play Destiny 2 on consoles and it's locked to 30, I'm like, whoa! I'm not used to that.
And so more about the online functionality. So you don't have to be online. And when you start a game offline, you can actually go to, you can switch back and forth between online and offline very easily. And you can be playing online by yourself. And it doesn't change the difficulty. The difficulty only changes. So I'm going to go to 11 this time, guys. I got kind of separated from you, but I thought that was where we were going to go. So Anyway, it's super streamlined, very easy. And there's this thing called squads that I don't know a whole lot about. Ooh.
Oh no!
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, guys. It's going to leave automatically in 30 seconds, so... Stupid Elder Dragon, yeah. It is a stupid Elder Dragon. I think if they gave us 5 more minutes, people would be able to complete this pretty easily.
That's the fun. That's the bragging rights, right?
Yeah.
Mark Medina fueling the console war in the Twitch chat.
Oh no.
Rage1984 says PS4 Pro at the moment is the weakest console. Mark Medina says, yeah, it's way weaker than the Switch. Hard gaming facts.
People taking all my tables. Okay. So
I do love that. As somebody who's like not super familiar with previous entries, I love that the pre-hunt ritual of having a meal.
gotta buff you up.
Gotta eat food for the buff. I mean, I'm familiar with that concept, just not in such like a sit down and dine capacity. I think somebody's calling me a PC snob. Go for it. It's true. Jump back over to IGN. What's up, IGN chat? OG Henny99 says, hi, what's up? Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
I love this guy's name. We have a cave troll. I think this is a sarcastic comment from We Have a Cave Troll. I want my game to have a timer so there's no sense of leisure or exploration. To that point, the timer will be much increased on hunts in the full game.
Yes.
From a 15 to 50, 5-0.
Yeah.
And then I also think there's just kind of a roaming mode as well.
A what mode?
Like kind of a roaming mode?
Yeah, you can just go into any area and there is no time limit. You can do whatever you want. Monsters will respawn, but they'll also run away if you take too long to hunt them after you've seen them. I'm very surprised that I did not get hit with that. Cool, he's paralyzed off the bat. Good job, guys.
Ryan, IGN Zone, the engineering team says, not going to lie, I'm really excited about this game. I think a lot of people are, and glad to hear it.
I actually pre-downloaded the beta on all of the PS4s in the office on Wednesday.
That's really funny.
It's because I want people to play.
OG Henny99, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much, and thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, shoot them our way. Reds on IGN asks, in single mode, will there be NPCs fighting alongside you? Yes, your Palico.
Yeah, you got
your
cats.
cat friend who can kind of like taunt and take some of the aggro away from you.
Yes, and they have different skills that they can learn. So I think the one that I stuck with when I played the preview build was the Vigor Wasp spray. Basically, your cat carries around a glob of health and can deliver it to you. And I think as they level up, they can have stations where they just put these things that you can go activate very quickly in the middle of the hunt to heal you. It's very useful. They can also get things like flash bombs. I think you guys might have seen it in the previous hunt when we were in the cave. There are some flash bugs around, but they can use that on their own as well.
Casey DeFriedis going off during the monologue with that sick combo. Well done. We have a lot of love here in the chat, which I'm loving. Let me scroll back up to it. Joseph Figueroa, what's up, guys? Yo, this is freaking amazing. Oof. Yeah, I agree. I think this game is really looking good.
Man.
Bleach Girl 71 wants us to slay that monster. We're trying.
We're trying.
Trying as hard as we can.
Trying.
Joe asks, how many Pelicans can you bring to the hunt? Just
one.
Though, they should consider allowing some kind of cooldown item that summons an army of Pelicans.
That would be so. Okay, so there are wild felines called Gribblekines in each of the maps, and if your Palico becomes friends with them, they will help you if you take the monster to specific areas. Like they will trap the monster, and all around just help you, which is really cool. And they will teach your Palico how to ride smaller monsters in the zone.
Man, I love, this is a very small, nerdy animation detail, but the Nergigante just organically put his foot up on that cliff up there, and there's just kind of this organic collision detection that is not a scripted animation. that I just think is really cool. Like, really sells you on the immersion. I wonder if there will be some kind of online resource to compare, like, I'm sure there will, especially since it's coming to PC, like a min-max. Here's the maximum damage output of the sword. Here is, like, kind of maybe tier the weapon.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about the damage that you see from the, like, screen, like selection screen, like you see like hammer and greatsword have like huge numbers, like way bigger than dual swords and sword and shield. But I think that's just an average per hit.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean
DPS.
Effective damage, but I promise that people out there will get to the bottom of it and put together the best like effective DPS metrics, and that'll be really interesting to see the developer respond to, because I don't think they've competed in that arena since, well, in the past few games, because I think it's just been on 3DS. So I feel like there's going to be more an audience with greater scrutiny on things like weapon balance, and it'll be interesting to see if they nerf them
also because it is a co-op game. Honestly, the best weapon is the one that you're good at. So I wouldn't worry too much about that unless you're trying to beat
unless you're playing with me,
record
and then you got to get good at the most optimal thing, or you get a kick. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm happy if you don't die.
That would be cool. I do imagine at some point this game gets to a place where literally everybody has to be doing more than just not dying. Like now is a great example where like, if I were in this party, I would just be doing everything I could to survive, and probably wouldn't be putting up the numbers in terms of damage.
And we are all very coordinated on using our items, so we all have a limited number of buffs, of attack and defense buffs, and we're pretty good at keeping them up, even though we all only have one item for attack buff. But if you see above our health bars, you can see which buffs we have going at any one moment. Oof, that was scary.
Still okay though.
No.
Do you find that you get to a point where you absolutely know when you will and will not take damage, or is it still a little bit opaque even when you've sunk hundreds of hours into it, like the animations that are going to hit you?
If you get really, really good, and especially if you have... Oh, no!
Oh! The curveball.
Oh, no, I wonder if they got disconnected.
That would be bad news.
That would be super bad news, because there's actually no way to get them back in the party.
Does the HP scale depending upon the amount of players currently
so
in the party?
No, it's either multiplayer or single player.
Oh, so it's either 4 or 1.
So doing 2 people is usually more difficult than doing something by yourself.
Lightning Rod says, "Where are the health bars for the monster?" Right
they don't
here.
have one.
Right here, man. You gotta use your eyes.
I got so psyched out from losing my party member.
All right, I think you guys gotta. I know that this happens and it sucks, but I think you guys have to call a wipe so you can get one more good attempt in.
Yeah, same. Well,
reconvene.
We can't get Caliber back in.
At all? Period.
Well, we'd have
back
to.
Out, right?
Well, maybe actually if they put in the code. So if Caliber puts the code back in, they can rejoin our thing.
We could also take
have the code.
a quick
I cannot eat again.
2 to 3 minute hiatus and bring it to the full cam so we don't see any PS4 details.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then we could let's do what we need to do to get them back in, and then we'll give it one more attempt. I think it's fine. Correct me if I'm wrong, Barrett, but I think it's fine if we go 5 or so minutes over.
Yep.
Well, someone will come in here and yell at us if that's the case. So.
So the cool thing is, though, that when one of your teammates does get disconnected, it doesn't disconnect you. So you can still try and complete the quest, which would usually, honestly, most missions are totally doable with 3 people. It just takes a little bit longer. But because we have this time limit, it's especially difficult. And so I'm probably just going to die. I think I'm stunned. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Question from Zombie, who's been asking frequently, and
Please
sorry,
leave me alone.
I totally meant to get to this. Question is, do you think they'll bring back Zinogre and Brachydios? I'm probably absolutely butchering those announcements.
No, you did a good job. Good job, James.
Yes. I'm sure all we can do at this point is speculate.
Yes. So Zinogre is an electrified breakdancing wolf, and Brachydios is a monster that dwells in a volcano that produces saliva that he coats his body with, and then they can explode if it's built up.
Why don't we? Do you want to wipe this? Just so we can get a full run in?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's I don't think we can abandon the quest and stay in the party.
Oh, so maybe just.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
just
not
all.
Sure.
I mean, you can do like a soft wipe where you all just stop attacking and try and get hit by his stuff.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I think we'll probably run out the clock and not
Yeah.
have time for another attempt. Zombie, I just answered that, but there's probably a stream delay, so hopefully you got the answer. Yeah, let's head on over to Twitch.
So I know in the full game, if you just leave a quest, you'll still be able to join quests with people. I just don't know how it works in the beta.
Okay.
Because it'll take you out of the party, and you'll have to make a new room and enter a new code if you don't press R3 at the end of the mission.
Oh, so that would potentially take more time than like.
Yeah.
I do think you should probably all try and die though, just so it. Otherwise it's going to be 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll let myself get killed.
This is intentional.
Yeah.
Keep in mind.
We're intentionally dying because one of our teammates got
DC.
Yeah, got disconnected.
Just an intentional wipe. Happens all the time in the
So
raiding world. Question about the beta. Whether it's
We
going
were
all
doing
weekend
so
or not.
well too.
I think the beta goes until. I should have those stats.
So if you go to ign.com/wiki/monsterhunterworld/beta, just type in. If you just Google, remember to press R3, guys, to play again
We
with the
gotta do a
current
better
party.
job with our URLs.
If you just Google IGN Monster Hunter World Beta, that should be the first page that comes up.
All right.
And it is.
The intentional wipe
Okay.
is completed. We're going to try and play again with the current party as well as invite the gentleman who we lost.
I think I'm 90% sure. Yeah, you can join back in. Oh, okay, so this is a Florida problem.
Oh, no.
Caliber's power went out. But it's
right.
back.
But it's back. Good.
But it's back.
Excellent.
Just letting you know. Technical difficulties.
As far as timing goes, I've been told we can't stream until 3 p.m.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
We can stream
All right, well,
as
let's just
long
keep
as we
going.
want.
I don't care. So the beta ends on the 22nd, which is on Monday.
At 6 p.m. Pacific time.
So you got all day at least, which is nice. Mm-hmm. Man, I just instinctively go to Reddit anytime I open a new window.
Going to
Reddit.
11 again. Oh, so stupid power outage. I know that my party is my chat party. Actually, let's see if
So-
a random person joins us.
Oh. So he has to enter the.
Enter the code again. It's the same. It should be the same code.
But
So-
the joining your friends is not necessarily as much of an ordeal as it is in
It
the
does.
beta.
It is not like this
Okay.
in the full game at all. In the full game, you can just send a party invite to someone. I'm just going off that screen, so there we go. I'm gonna re-invite them. Is that okay? Let's see.
Yeah. No, do what you gotta do. Yeah, we're in full screen, so well saw did. To the groans of my producer, undoubtedly.
Cool. I've invited Caliber back to the party, and I'm back in the
Yep.
beta. Technical difficulties.
Advanter on IGN says, what's doubly nasty is even when your team leaves, the enemy is still basically scales to if it were 4 people.
Yes, it
And I
does not
understand
scale
that's the
back
case,
down.
Even if
But
you join with 2, right?
But if you were playing with 4 people or 3 people, and you don't have a palico, I don't know who Ela is.
Well, that's not the person, so we should probably just reform the whole thing. Sounds like time is not necessarily as much of an issue, so let's just
We're
get...
gonna take a 5-minute break.
Yeah. Well, we'll just be here. Please ask us questions. It's
Yeah,
not like
we'll
we're
still
going
be here.
anywhere. When's the PC beta? Asks Sick Justin. It is right now, my dude. You can download it right now, and you can play it until the 22nd, which is Monday at 6 p.m.
Okay, cool. So we're still on. I'm going to... my party members can still hear me. I'm creating a new quest. I will send you guys the code.
We have some questions about whether we'll be able to kill this monster or not. That is the question. That's what we're trying to achieve. But have you done this in practice?
Who, me?
Yeah. Like,
So
have,
we only
have
did
you
it
and your
twice.
team
We got-
downed Nergigante?
We only did it twice. Both times we got it limping into that last zone, and the last time...
So this will be a first. That is tough. but you guys are definitely upper echelon Monster Hunter players.
I'd say we're not naked Rathlos killers, but we're pretty good. So if you guys, that would be like armorless Rathlos killing, which is very difficult. I don't think I'm quite that on par yet.
Sure.
But
Imperial Harold asks a question that will get a lot of laughs, but is very valid. He asks, is there a Switch version? No, not currently. And I don't think there are plans for one.
There is a Monster Hunter game for the Switch called Double Cross, but it is Japan only at the moment. You can just import it and play on the Japan servers, but that's your only option for a Monster Hunter Switch right now.
Asking about a PC beta, not for a while, my friend. I'm right there with you. I definitely want to play on PC. The PC version will not be out until fall of 2018, very sadly, but we could see beta over the summer, potentially. I just want to see how it performs. I want to see if there are going to be some optimizations done to the UI to make it more PC-friendly. Or maybe they will just say, hey, look, this is a game that you play with a controller, so get one. Which, you know, is okay. I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world.
All right. Everyone is back. I'm going to go to 11 again, if you guys are down for that.
Adrius0 says some hacker in PUBG broke the best IGN kill streak. Not true. With the wall hack, they uploaded the video to the YouTube channel. Yeah. No, we uploaded that video too. It's called Here's What Cheating Looks Like in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Definitely not our best on-stream kill streak, but a good game nonetheless. You can check out some PUBG content from way back when, just on our YouTube. There's some like 11 kill games and things like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a huge problem right now on PC. Like all the folks that I'm playing with are starting to lose patience, being relegated to the first-person perspective, and then just constantly running into cheaters. There's always one in the top 10. So yeah, it's trolls and it's lulz or whatever, and you guys are great and have fun, but like the game is starting to suck because of it. So definitely a little bit salty on that note.
And we're back.
And we're back into the world of Monster Hunter, where cheating will not be a problem because nobody cares about cheating in a cooperative game.
There are time limits. Well, there's time-limited arenas. Oh, can't see. Okay.
Lethargic Waldo says, it's why I play Fortnite and not PUBG. Also, PUBG kind of sucks compared to Fortnite. 180 degrees in the opposite direction. I completely disagree.
I really like Fortnite.
That's fine. That's totally valid.
I also have not played PUBG, to be totally honest, though. I have a code for my Xbox, but none of my friends play on Xbox.
So I get a lot of different comments when I say this, but I feel as though, for me personally, if I had my first experience with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds had been on Xbox, one, vanilla, or Xbox One X even, I don't think I would have stuck around. It is a much, much, much better experience on the PC. I don't think that can be debated. Can you still get the experience on Xbox? I think so, albeit a slightly lessened one. And I think comparing Fortnite to Xbox PUBG is very different than comparing Fortnite to PC PUBG. And Fortnite feels like PUBG Lite to me. Also, I think that there are like ethical things there. Like I've said this a million times, but Epic, the creators of the Unreal 4 engine, which Bluehole licensed to create the game, to create PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, goes behind their back, takes their idea, and publishes their game on a game that they had been creating for 10 years to be something completely different. So, like, sure, there's like a little bit of a, I'm not playing this out of principle, but that doesn't mean that it's not fun. A lot of people are enjoying it. It looks like a really fun game. I've played it. I think the base building is like kind of doesn't necessarily vibe with the fact that you always have to be moving.
Where is Caliber?
Where is your friend?
Because I noticed I don't have...
You see him on the minimap? Yeah.
I mean, if I were to look at the full map, probably.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. He's on the way! You got a little sidetracked. Maybe needed a snack or something, I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe they forgot to eat.
Fortnite is faster paced, that's why I like it. I think it's a little bit more streamlined. I think it's a little bit less tactical. Cool. You can't go prone. Like, there are trade-offs, for sure. It's certainly a very divisive topic, and I love it. I love that people feel strongly about it. Ultimately, competition, whether it's a shady partner betrayal or not, is a good thing. Competition will only make games better. So while I'm like a little bit peeved about it, like whatever, it's fine. It's a competitive environment. So good on Epic for being the first imitator in a big way. And here come the comments about Arma 2 and the Battle Royale mod. We'll just skip that whole part of the discussion for now because we've done it a million times. Back to Monster Hunter, trying to down Nergigante, which is a very, very high level.
I cannot get that powder off on. Here we go. I've been trying to buff Caliber since down on here.
How crucial are the buffs?
For a monster like this, vary. For your average monster, not too much. It'll make things easier, but it's not like it'll be impossible if you don't use them. But in a monster like this, in a time-limited fight like this, they're absolutely necessary. So that was that Vigor Wasp that I was talking about. So if you walk through here, you'll get healed. Actually, I waited too long, but you know, that's how they work.
I love, this is an extremely intricate game. I love all the different things that are going on.
There are a lot of environmental things to be wary of. Like in this area, there are these things called paratoads that if you hit, it will release a paralyzing gas. It paralyzes anyone in the region, so it could be people and monsters. The good thing about it is that it paralyzes everyone for the same exact amount of time. So if you are paralyzed and the monster is paralyzed, it's fine. You'll just sit there and not do anything for a couple seconds.
Neo Geo. I said I wouldn't get back into this, so maybe I just shouldn't. He's saying that it's not their idea, whatever. When you create a game in response to another game doing well, it's like, that's fine. But usually you add something to it that makes it your own idea.
Man.
As opposed to, I maybe disagree with the business practice that instead of iterating and making a better product, you just try and beat somebody who's already making that product to the platform they want to get to, especially when you're partnered with them.
So he's in rage right now, which is why he's moving so much and why I'm not.
So what can you like really do when the enrage is happening?
Be better.
Just not.
But
just not
really, some monsters like Nergigante and like if you guys remember Tigrex from Monster Hunter Freedom 2, sometimes you just want to stay away because they will absolutely murder you if you try to attack them when they're enraged. Nergigante actually might be. He's just very mobile, so it's hard to keep up with him. Like, as soon as you are ready to attack him, he's already jumped across the area.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
I'm going to sharpen, and we need a demon powder buff again, but I do not have one because I already used it. Cool.
I love that you have to, like, juggle those mechanics. Anything that incentivizes communication and team play, like, I'm all for. No one asks, very good question. Thank you so much for it on Twitch. Does removing body parts change the fight mechanically?
Yes, absolutely. So Nergigante, for example, has a lot of attacks that use his tail, and cutting off his tail reduces the range of those attacks. So it's a lot easier to dodge them. And for example, Rathian does an infamous poison flip, and if you get hit by the tail in that flip, you will get poisoned, but cutting off the tail means you not only do you not get poisoned, but the range is reduced. So it does absolutely change the mechanics of the fight. And sometimes you really need to do it to cripple the monster, because there's some attacks that completely destroy you. Like I know Teostra from Monster Hunter Freedom Unite 2. I literally just wrote an article about this and I can't remember.
It's a pretty convoluted name. So.
But Teostra, if you break its horns, I know it does less fire attacks because it uses its horns to control the fire, and that's another Elder Dragon. And a lot of Elder Dragons have interesting elements and attack patterns like that that are very unique.
So it's not just tails. There's
it's not just tails. It's like a whole bunch of other stuff too. You just kind of have to experiment with it and see what works and what doesn't.
Tribal Wolf asking an appropriate question for his name. Will there be clans or tribes? And I'll extend that to guilds. Like, is there some kind of social system where you can all get together and have some kind of tag and maybe some common perks or something like that?
Yes. So there's a thing called squads. We didn't get to play a lot in the preview build that I went to play, so I can't talk about it too much, but you can have up to 50 people in them. and it's really cool. And I hope to give you guys more information on that very soon. But the way I assume it works is that you have, when you're going online, you can just join a specific squad server, and then anyone who's in your squad can join. But yeah, talk about that more soon. But yeah, there's squads, and you can name your squad. And you can all hang out in the Gathering Hub, which is just another area in Estera, the main town. And you don't have to be there to post quests and go on hunts with your friends. It's just an option. You can arm wrestle, you can eat food.
Oh, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of mini games.
Show off some of your armor.
Yes.
Weapons and stuff like that.
A lot of people actually, that's what they use that for. They change their equipment and show some stuff.
That's a great.
And you can
It's
also
like going back
look.
to town.
You can look at your party's equipment and see what they're using as well. So if you ever come into a room and someone has a really awesome armor set or weapon, you can look at it and see what it is.
That's awesome. Inspection is crucial. Falco07, great question on Twitch. Do you think I can play this final beta without PS Plus? The answer is yes. So jump on in. Have a good time. And you have until Monday at 6 p.m., so you have plenty of time still if you're watching this. It's just getting started.
Ugh, those roars.
Duck Stars.
Oh no!
Oh, are you alive? Oh my goodness.
Barely alive.
Get out of there.
This is why you have max potions.
Is Sully like flourishing doing anything, or is he just showing off?
No, it does some damage every time he goes through them. I
funny.
am out of hard shell powders, guys. So if you guys have any left and find an opening to use it, that would be great.
Very valid question for folks who are kind of coming into this game and have no previous experience with Monster Hunter. Duck Stars asks, will there be PvP in this game?
So, no. In past games, there have been arena quests, which are just time trials where they give you a base set of equipment, and then you try and fight a monster within a given time, and you can get grades based on how you do. So a lot of people like to compete with that. I don't know if there are going to be online leaderboards for that or not, but I hope there are, because that'd be fun. Demon powder. Maybe?
Folks who think
Okay,
that
cool. Thank
folks
you.
who think that Brandon Green, aka PlayerUnknown, did not create the genre should do a quick Google search, or at least was massively influential in creating the genre. Like, yes, H1Z1 came first, but he was involved in that. So this is not. I'm not saying that ideas should not be copied. I'm just saying the way it was done with Fortnite, I think, is was just not reputable or necessarily honorable. And again, competition's a really good thing, but I'm not saying PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was the first iteration of a battle royale game or gameplay or film, but I would be. You're kidding yourself if you think that Fortnite was making a battle royale mod before PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds came out.
I think our audience knows what to say to get you heated.
They do. Those are what are the buttons people can push? It's probably that, honestly. I can't think of any other. It's just always this. It's the same conversation every time. It's like, lol, PUBG's not the first one, lol.
Who cares?
Yeah. Great question here from Veritas. Says, why are they talking about PUBG? Good question.
Oh no, no, no. Oh no. Okay. Oh gosh. He backed up. Did you guys see that? Max potion. He's limping. I wonder if I can get him with a paralysis
Exciting.
knife.
I have to say, I love what I'm seeing so far in terms of like kind of progressing and getting to a point where you can finally achieve it. When you finally do beat the encounter, it just feels so good.
Yes.
Cheeks his honor, LOL. Somebody named Hair at IGN says, this game looks good, give it to me. Cool, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for your...
My paralysis knives didn't work on him, guys.
I wonder how Pear feels about Monster Hunter moving away. Well, Monster Hunter World's moving away from the Switch. This game would do so well on the Switch, so.
Oh no.
But
Oh
can definitely play it on some other platforms. You know what's funny? Our social team keeps tweeting out PUGB. I don't know why.
Oh.
They've been like multiple tweets.
So I don't know if you guys just saw how I was able to dodge that, but the only reason I was able to do that is because I have an evade window, which extends my evasion. And I know I should be shooting these guys in the face with these, but I'm trying to stop him. I wonder if we can get some bombs off this time. Let's see.
You've been playing this by Bear's Desk, and you've
Yes.
honored like an audience every single time.
Well, it's an
So-
awesome game to watch.
Yeah. Are you giving him food? This is a very nice offering. What are these going to do? This seems like a really nice thing to do for... Oh my god! Why would you do that?
Murder!
Of course, you can catch more of Eric Schneider and Casey DeFreitas on NBC, on Nintendo Voice Chat, which is a show we have on IGN.
Oh, that was cool.
Whoa!
Yeah! He's
Oh
he's
boy!
not happy about
Oh
this.
boy! The rodeo. So is generally like mounting a monster just kind of a quick time event, for lack of a better
Yeah, pretty much.
description?
And it's also stamina management. If you jump around on the monster too much, you'll run out of stamina and you won't be able to hold on when he tries to throw you off. And if you do enough damage, you'll be able to knock him over, giving your teammates more of a chance to get into him. See, I might knock him over here, but Nergigante is actually difficult. Cool, it happened, it worked.
Nice. And so now you get a big like DPS phase.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we did it!
Yes! Woo!
Good job, guys! Yay!
And a shout out for Casey DeFreitas and her awesome expert team of Monster Hunter World players.
That was such a
defeating
good
us
ending.
for the first time on stream. They had not defeated this before, so that is for you to be able to come on here and talk about the game at length. In addition to doing that, my hat goes off to you. Well done.
See, that is the symbol I saw in the pack, the scale symbol. So maybe you get a scale for beating this in the full game. But man, that's so cool.
Wow. A moment that will go down in IGN stream history for sure. That was a look at Monster Hunter World. Do you want to shout out your team one more time? Throw
Yeah.
some Twitter
Again,
handles?
I was playing with Caliber. I'm actually not sure what his new screen name is because it used to be Revolver, but it's not that anymore.
Well, maybe
But
he'll be a famous streamer in a couple of months.
maybe you can put it up on the screen when we get back to the other screen. Oh, hey, here's the commendation pack. The Insatiable Nergigante
yeah, let's
Champion
get back to the game
commendation
real
pack.
quick.
Yeah.
Just for a
We
second.
can't see what it is. It's just symbols, but it looks
Okay.
like a scale, mega potion, a tranquilizer, large barrel bomb, pitfall trap, either a mega max potion or ancient potion, and then that looks like a decoration that you can add onto armor, and then a commendation or a ticket.
I imagine that would be
So.
exclusive, right, to the open beta? Probably.
I don't know. They haven't given us any exclusive stuff so far, but it might be difficult to do things. So I'm going to go back in here. So maybe Caliber can put in the screen name, can type it in. But we were playing with Clayton, who is our Monster Hunter World freelancer. He's going through the main story and writing the walkthroughs for that. And we have Sully, who's actually an artist, and you can find him on Instagram at Sully Paints. You can find Clayton at Clayton Petrus.
Very talented, if I do say so myself.
They're very
So check
good at the
them out.
game. I really highly enjoy playing with them. And they're also
Sweet.
super positive and very meta. It's
Where
really
I
good.
have a question for you. Where
Yeah.
can folks go to find more on Monster Hunter World?
So you can go to our wiki, Monster Hunter World Wiki at IGN. If you just type in Monster Hunter World Wiki IGN, it'll be the first thing that comes up. We will be putting a lot of information in that, and there's already a list of monsters, beta information, and a bunch of other stuff, including a video of 17 minutes of a quest. Please forgive my greatsword gameplay. It was like the first time I have played Monster Hunter again in a long time, so I'm not super good at it. In that video anyway. I'll do a greatsword video in the future.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World is coming at you on January 26th. Of course, you can jump in the open beta. It will end on the 22nd at 6 p.m. And stick with IGN for everything Monster Hunter World. We have you covered with guides, reviews, all the good stuff post-launch. So thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, take care.
Thank you.